Hello, me lads and lovelies. Captain Edward von Arkham here, coming to you from on board the MHS Hysteria. We have stumbled upon something truly puzzling. We followed the freighter carrying the stranger, carrying the Yith's machine, southeast across the Atlantic, through the Strait of Gibraltar, and finally to the Italian Isle of Sicily and the city of Messina. Oft and Lily stayed with the ship in the Cloud Vale, whilst Augustus and I descended in the longboat and continued our pursuit. The dark, lean stranger disembarked the freighter, still carrying the large wooden box containing what could only have been the queer machine which he had removed from Professor Peasley's house. We watched as he got into a motor which was waiting at the dock for him and began to drive off. As fast as we could, we raced to the main streets and hailed a cab, which Augustus was kind enough to pay for, as I had left my wallet on the ship. We followed the motor to the southwest corner of the city, where the man exited the motor in front of a large stone building. It was a structure of obvious antiquity, with typical features of Roman architecture, columns, frieze, raking cornice, but it bore certain characteristics to a Masonic temple, chief among them being the Masonic square and compass on the building's frieze, with one significant difference. In the center of the square and compass was the same strange symbol which we had seen tattooed on the stranger's wrist, that which we have concluded to represent time in the language of the Yith. Augustus and I got out of the cab and ducked behind a corner and watched as the man entered through the building's tall metal doors. Though the edifice did not seem to be heavily guarded, we chose not to approach for fear of arousing suspicion. We don't want them to know we're on to them yet. So, we have some reconnaissance to do. We have stationed the Hysteria on the southwestern slope of Mount Etna and are now planning our next move. It is clear that this dark, lean stranger is only one of many trans-temporal agents of the great race of Yith. This is a cult of possibly millennia-old origin. Oft and Lily shall monitor the building in the city and gather as much information as they can from the local populace. Augustus and I shall remain on board and research this new development. We learn about the cult. We learn about the machine. Well, that's our time for today. We're getting close. So close I can almost taste it. There's research to be done. Until next time, stay mad, my duckies. It tastes like olive oil. What did it? Oh, right, we're in Sicily.